The world of Hawkins, Indiana, is a place where the strange and terrifying regularly bleed into the ordinary and where heroes often look nothing like the classic image we hold in our minds. In the midst of this chaos, one character's final act left a profound mark, not for its flashy power but for its devastating humanity: Eddie Munson. To call his death a coward's death, as the angry mobs of Hawkins did, is to miss the entire, heartbreaking point. Eddie's story is not one of a fearless warrior charging into battle. It is the story of a deeply scared young man who, in his final moments, chose to stop running. His sacrifice is heroic precisely because it was born from fear, not in spite of it. To understand this, we have to look at who Eddie was before the Upside Down ripped his life apart. Eddie was the outcast, the leader of the Hellfire Club, a self-proclaimed freak who found family among other kids who didn't fit in. His entire identity was built on a kind of defensive performance. He was loud, theatrical, and defiant, a shield of heavy metal bravado he held up to protect a very soft heart. He saw the system as rigged, a game he refused to play because he knew he couldn't win by its rules. He preached constantly about running from bullies and not engaging in a fight you couldn't win. This wasn't just talk, it was a survival strategy honed over years of being labeled and hunted. He wasn't a soldier, he was a kid who knew how to dodge and weave, to survive through cleverness and retreat. When Chrissy Cunningham died in his trailer, Eddie's world didn't just crack, it shattered. The rules of his survival strategy evaporated. You can't run from a monster most people can't even see, and you can't argue your case to a town that already sees you as the devil. His flight into the woods and then into the Upside Down itself was the ultimate act of his lifelong philosophy: run. He was utterly, understandably terrified. He confesses this openly, with a raw honesty that is more courageous than any fake fearlessness. He tells Steve Harrington, "I'm no hero." He's not trying to be modest, he's stating what he believes is a fundamental truth about himself. He is trapped, not just physically in a nightmare dimension, but psychologically in the identity of the outcast who survives by staying on the fringe. The plan to distract the demon bats in the Upside Down is born from a sense of guilt and duty, but it's still, in his mind, a sideways move. It's not a head-on fight, it's a distraction, a trick. It still fits within his old mindset of using cleverness to avoid a direct confrontation he believes he will lose. But then, on that rocky hilltop, everything changes. The plan works, but it's not enough. The gate is not opening fast enough. Dustin is hurt, and the bats are swarming. In this critical moment, Eddie is faced with a choice that redefines his entire life's narrative. He could keep running, he could cut the rope and maybe, just maybe, find another way to survive. That was the Eddie Munson of old. The new choice, the one he makes, is to stop running. He looks at Dustin, his friend, a kid who looked up to him, and he decides to buy more time. He steps out of the safety of his makeshift shield and into the open, screaming, "Hey! Over here!" This is the turning point. This is not an act of sudden, magical bravery that erases his fear. You can see the terror etched on his face. It is an act of profound will. He chooses to place the safety of his friends above his own desperate instinct for survival. He makes the active, conscious decision that some things are more important than running. The subsequent fight is brutal, ugly, and tragic. It is not a glorious battle. He falls, he gets back up, he keeps fighting long past the point of reason because his goal is no longer to win, but to hold the line. He is buying seconds with his own blood. When he finally collapses, mortally wounded, his last words to Dustin are the final, beautiful wreckage of his old self. "I didn't run away this time, right?" This line is the key to understanding his psychology. He isn't declaring victory, he is seeking confirmation. He is a scared boy, dying, needing to know that in the end, he finally got it right. He needed to know that he broke the pattern. His entire life, he felt like a coward for running, even though running was the smartest thing to do. In that moment, he redefines courage not as the absence of fear, but as the action taken in the face of it. He didn't become Superman, he became Eddie Munson, who was terrified and who acted heroically anyway. His death is the ultimate rebellion against the label Hawkins gave him. They called him a satanic murderer, a coward hiding in the woods. He died as savior to his friends, facing the monsters head-on. He took their worst accusations and, in his final act, proved them all wrong on his own terms. The true weight of his sacrifice is carried in the aftermath through Dustin Henderson. Dustin's raw, gut-wrenching grief is a testament to the impact Eddie had. When Dustin tells Eddie's uncle, Wayne, that Eddie died saving the town, it is the absolute truth, even though Wayne can never know the full story. The town may never put his name on a memorial, but his heroism is etched in the heart of a boy who will forever be changed by him. Eddie's story tells us that heroism isn't reserved for the naturally brave, the strong, or the chosen ones. It is available to the frightened, the flawed, and the broken. It is a choice that can be made in a single, fleeting moment, a decision to stand your ground for someone else's sake. Eddie Munson died thinking he was a failure, an outcast, a freak. But in choosing to stop running, in choosing connection and love over his own survival, he embodied the most human kind of heroism there is. He wasn't a coward who died a hero. He was a deeply human person who, when it mattered most, discovered that the hero had been inside him all along, hidden beneath the fear and the leather jacket, waiting for the moment when running was no longer an option. And in that discovery, he gave all of us who have ever felt like running a new, more powerful definition of what it means to be brave.